And this, all right, two things you need to understand for this MP3, or three things rather. This is the NLS, the Library of Congress National Library Service for the Blind and Physically Handicapped DA1 MP3 player. Practically indestructible. They were made in 2009 using 2005 technology. They play MP3s in a special codec of spoken that's optimized for spoken word. It's basically an MP3 player that is built like a tank and is practically indestructible. So, and second thing you need to understand, or rather two things at once, is this program called Shortwave. It's an internet radio browser with with home recording capability. So if you listen to a station and it emits the proper metadata, you can click the download button like here, and it saves that to your music folder. In fact, let's just save all of that to my music folder. Third thing you need to understand is the concept of Ponyville FM. And Ponyville FM is a very special place. Basically, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has a music scene that goes very, very hard.
Amen.
You know, they have Weird Al Yankovic style pastiches on popular songs. They have EDM. They have Ponyville FM, and they have been going since 2010. So Ponyville FM naturally is the 24-hour internet radio station that plays nothing but horse music. Things you would find on My Little Remix and the Horse Music Herald, and things like that. Now, how these three things get combined is I lost my phone rather suddenly, and I mean catastrophically lost it. I mean almost took a tumble in the wheelchair. My phone got crushed instead. And that had all my music and stuff on it, as well as my two-factor auth. So all I had left was an iPhone 7S, which someone was kind enough to buy me at a used tech store, and this thing here, this MP3 player. And I had a panic attack in the middle of the night and wanted to hear Ponyville FM in my bedroom. Can't do that. Don't have the equipment. Or do I? So this player will play any MP3 you throw at it, but it won't always play all the MP3s well. It really likes 16 kilohertz mono MP3s because that's what it was optimized for. It was built using 2005 technology. I know this because I reverse engineered the firmware and reported to the Library of Congress for GPL violations. Yes, I reported the copyright enforcement people for copyright violations.
As you should.
So, in a fit of random engineering in the middle of the night during a panic attack, I managed to make a 40-minute DJ set in 16 kilohertz mono out of stuff I'd recorded off of Ponyville FM using shortwave. And what's special about this is I actually discovered another security vulnerability in the firmware because I messed up the time coding on the MP3. So it winds backwards near the 40-minute, near the end. So you get more in it. So it goes all the way to like 35 minutes and winds backwards, and then there's another 5 minutes. Most MP3 decoders can cope with this because they assume you just recorded, that you just captured a stream off the internet. And streams are infamous for winding backwards in their MP3s. So, but turns out this one can't. So it does something random every time. So you'll notice the one. So if you play this MP3, you will notice the winding backwards, but unless you play it in this player, you won't get the random effect every time. Sometimes it'll play through. Sometimes it'll wind backwards with like a champ and play the whole MP3. Sometimes it'll crash the whole operating system. Sometimes it will do something else random. It's just, I don't know what the crash is. I don't want to go back into the firmware again. Because losing my borrowing privileges at the Library of Congress at this moment in time would not be propitious or good or, bad things. So that's the artist note on the mysterious MP3. It's a whole 40-minute DJ set in 9 megabytes in 16 kilohertz mono. Have fun with that.